It's central to our future, in my belief, that we figure this out, that we improve our schools, that we give people in vulnerable neighborhoods the opportunity that some of the rest of us have, and that we create a more just and equal society.
The conversation that I want to have today is to help us think about charter schools as an organizational form that was created in an effort to innovate and improve public schools. So I want to start with sort of social innovation and what do we mean when we talk about social innovation and how charter schools fit within that. And so the definition that I like to use is it's a process for inventing, securing support for, and implementing novel solutions to social needs and problems. And so charter schools are a social innovation because they're a new model. They're a new way of sort of governing and sort of thinking about accountability for public schools.
The time that we opened 19 years ago, it was just around the time that the report came out about dropout factories, that the majority of students who were dropping out were confined to a small number of schools across the country. And so our founder thought that we should focus where nobody else was focusing, and that was on high schools. You know, I always like to say, in all of our hubris, we went into Locke thinking we were going to save Locke. And the reality is, you know, 10 years later, Locke has saved us. We're a better organization because we took on that work, because the community taught us, your model, that's really cute, it's not going to work here. Let us tell you and teach you what it's going to take to really serve every single child.
For every 10 students who started as a freshman at Crenshaw or Dorsey High School in South Central, literally only one or 1.5 of them were crossing the graduation stage 4 years later. So our founders, like Green Dots, believed that we had to start with high school because that's where the crisis was most urgent, and we also built down to middle school. High school graduation rate, Alliance's graduation rate is 95%. Acceptance, college matriculation, college persistence, and ultimately college completion are really, if you're running high schools or a K-12 system, are really the numbers that all of us should be holding ourselves accountable ultimately. I think every public school should have a 5-year contract. Because if you cannot either show high levels of attainment or strong growth, or both, within a 5-year period with kids, you have lost 5 years with those kids and you will never get them back. What we're all in service of is lifting up communities where we are operating our schools. I think the place where charters have so far fallen short, except in a very few instances across the country, is that collaboration and openness and sharing between the local district and the group of charters in the city.
Having been a teacher, having been a principal, if you think this work's ever going to be easy, it's not. It's not easy work. We've signed up for the hardest work there is anywhere. What we can do, as I mentioned earlier, is try to help you feel empowered, appreciated, and successful. And what do we need to do as an organization to make you feel those 3 things so that you will stay? As a charter movement, we started out, at least in LA, about 26 years ago in California, to prove a point. The point was, it's not the kids, but there's a system that's preventing certain students from being successful. I do think it's time now to look back into the system and see what is there left for us to do, because there's more work to be done.